Hi there, what's next for Solana? So welcome to the Solana Wyckoff Weekly, and we're looking at the Solana weekly chart. And before getting into the details, you know the practice, these sessions are not financial advice, they are for education and research purpose only. So looking at the chart, basically the price got rejected from the purple line, as we can see from last week, also this week. It stayed below the purple, and this week also compared to last week, if I enlarge it so it's easier for you to see. Last week basically this pink line has been successfully defended, but this week we're closing below the pink line. So what's the significance? The pink line is basically the support line I've drawn from the tops of these little peaks over here, and also this kind of horizontal trade, also like these rebound. So that's forming one support line over here, but it seems like this current downward trend is going all the way through without like much resistance or much support, I should say. Be careful also when we look at these two green candle, not candle, the volume bars. Even though they are green, the candlesticks themselves are more like an equilibrium position. So there were a lot of change of hands over here compared to the candle 3 weeks ago and this week's candle. So when we look at these volumes, it's kind of telling us at this level there are very strong selling force. So that's why the price couldn't break through for 3 consecutive weeks, and eventually this week it's coming straight down below the pink line. Up to LPSY and also the upwards of the distribution, or second test I would say, because the peak here is actually slightly lower than the upwards. So technically speaking, it shouldn't be upwards of the distribution, but I've explained multiple times the terminology we don't have to stick 100% to the terminology. The key behind the terminology is multiple tests. If demand is sufficient, it can create a new high. If the demand isn't sufficient, obviously the peak wouldn't go as high as the previous one. Some people would count the wick. Obviously, if you count the wick, it's obviously way higher than the upwards, so that's okay. As long as we know it's been tested again and again, and it was a crazy 1 week kind of upward motion, and there was like strong selling force once it reached or close to 300 or 295 to be exact. So that's the big picture. It may, or the price may come down to test this yellow line. This is the support line defined by these multiple sign of weakness stages. So it can come down again and retest this level. And if the market is really going wild downwards, then this yellow line wouldn't be a very strong support, because if we look at here, early April has already tested it within 2 weeks. So if the market really changes rapidly in a matter of 2-3 weeks, it can easily come down to test the second yellow line. So this is the bottom of the PSY range. So it's not an exact point. I'm referencing this range over here. That's a support basically set up over the course of roughly 4-5 weeks before the price got to the buying climax. So that's the big picture. And in terms of daily, one thing is the price has officially come down back to the lower half of the pink box, the playground zone. So remember I said almost like half of 60-40 that the price of Solana has been traded at the lower half as roughly 60% compared to like 40% above. If it comes down, likely it would have some kind of activity along the line of this box, the lower half of this box. So the range we're talking about is somewhere between 125 to 160. So keep an eye on this one. It can also be some sort of head and shoulders situation. It can test the center line and then come back down. That can be the case as well, because if we draw a straight line over here, again an upward trend has been broken, and it's pretty deep as well. It's not even trying to retest this blue support line, or now resistant line. So I'll keep this over here so we can continue to track this line. I can remove this flags. It's history already. So that's for Solana. I'll move on to Binance Coin next. See you there.